remplacer ou quoi?
Bah ouais, je vais te remplacer. Alors ce quart, c'était comment?
Bah écoute, c'est pas mal parce que au début du quart, c'était un peu mou et puis on ne faisait pas de tâcher la route. Et là, ça a bien forci. On a failli changer de speed et ça aurait été une connerie, donc du coup, on aurait fait 2 chansons. Et là, c'est pas mal. C'est un bon quart. Là.
Bon, mais je vais te remplacer.
D'accord.
Et voilà. Changement de barreur. Voilà, Bernard complètement trempé. Il aime ça. Et à la veille, après un petit passage à la banette, là, ouais, ça fait du bien. Ça fait du bien, ouais.
So the situation today, we see Chemini-Puigdemont making good progress towards the east in the strong breeze, better breeze initially than Neutrogena, but the breeze is dying off for them slightly. We see them reorientate, angle down to the south today, but this is making good progress in the northwesterly breeze. Neutrogena staying to the south, they carry on south and then make this jibe to come back in the more direct long jibe, as it were, towards Cape of Good Hope. Gaius there in the ridge between the two systems, not very much breeze for them, they've been quite slow. Renault Captur emerging now out of the St Helena High. They've struggled there for a couple of days, very slow, and their speeds are up this morning. We are water and One Planet, One Ocean. Interesting angle there, but you'll see that One Planet, One Ocean are just struggling, going back and forwards in the light breeze. We Are Water are actually more south than Renault Captur, and there we see also Spirit of Hungary now into the light breezes and struggling for speed today. But reorientation for Chemini-Puigdemont now going back east after about a 100-mile hitch. So the rankings this Thursday, 22nd of January at 9 o'clock this morning. Chemini-Puigdemont leading by 121.4 miles. Now that of course has come down. It was over 200 miles yesterday. That is largely due to the fact that Neutrogena have been going east the whole time. Chemini-Puigdemont made that hitch down to the south of about 100 miles, jibing back again this morning. Speeds, well, Neutrogena have been quicker generally, 16 knots VMG compared with 14.2 for Chemini-Puigdemont. On the speed gun this morning, 20 knots for Guillermo Altadil and Jose Munoz, 15.7 for Chemini-Puigdemont, so the gain is to second place Neutrogena. Gaius Centros Auditivos, not going too badly now, 14.2 knots, Renault Captur out of the worst, 13.5 knots in fourth. We Are Water still quite light for them, 9.9 knots. One Planet, One Ocean, 7.4. And Spirit of Hungary still doing 10.
Yes, we had to do little reparations. We didn't have a very big thing that we broke or something. We had only a small thing. We were very lucky for the moment, and we had a solution for these little things that we broke, so we didn't spend much time. Yeah, when the war was dismasted, we were very sad because Pepe and Alex were doing a very, very good race. We never won that this happened to any boat. That to this master boat is a very sad situation, and we feel very, very sad when the war was dismasted.
La pasada edición de la regata, Gerard Marín comentó que el Kingfisher ya se sabía el camino. ¿Os da seguridad saber que navegáis en el barco que más veces ha estado en los 40 rugientes de la flota?
Bueno, la verdad es que sí, ¿no? Llevar un barco que ya ha hecho 3 veces la vuelta al mundo, pues te da una cierta tranquilidad. Tú sabes que el barco es un barco fiable y la verdad es que, bueno, pues mentalmente nos ayuda bastante. Bueno, no, ara estem com deixant, estem creuant un front que ens farà que ens canvi de vent i bueno, el que passa que tenim un vent, una migració variable, les condicions en general són molt variables perquè hi ha xàfecs i hi ha el vent així molt canviant i aquest ha sigut molt així i fins que no deixem aquesta zona doncs serà bastant així.
Looking at 7th place, Spirit of Hungary, well, they're going 10 knots just now. They're sailing good averages, heading to the southeast. But their problem is that the St. Helena High is really evolving for them. There's another centre developing just in front of them. Now that's going to move slightly north and east, and that's unfortunately going to envelop them a little bit. They're in a northeasterly breeze of only 10 knots just now, but they're making round about 10 knots also. So this new high pressure will move towards them today and tomorrow, and so it's going to be slow for Nandor Fa and for Conrad Coleman, and the exit route down to the south is not looking too easy for them, and patience is going to be required once again on Spirit of Hungary. Meantime, One Planet, One Ocean, Pharmaton, well, they're a little bit further to the west, now tracking behind We Are Water, around about 200 miles behind, something like that. They're going quite well just now, 9.9 knots. We spoke with both Alish Gelabert and Didac Costa this morning. They were saying that they're well set up for the south. They can't wait to get down there. Obviously, this is all new territory for them. They've only done the mini transat before, and so everything south of Salvador de Bahia is new for them. But they've spoken a lot about the conditions in the south. They've trained quite hard out in the Atlantic, and so they know what they're doing and they know how they're going to set things up. And of course, a lot of confidence in the boat. They say again, once again, that Kingfisher knows her own way round. That was a statement that Gerard Morin made last time, that Kingfisher really does know how to take on the Roaring Forties. So they have a lot of confidence in the boat and looking forward to being down there.
Quand Neutrogena est parti au sud, est-ce que vous avez été tenté de l'accompagner?
Bah non, parce qu'on a fait vraiment notre route avec notre choix. Si on avait voulu faire cette option sud, on y serait allé plus franchement, quoi. Donc on n'est pas. À un moment donné, par contre, on a quand même regardé s'il fallait le contrôler ou pas, quoi. Mais après, de toute façon, les choix étaient faits et c'était pas possible, quoi.
Bon, vous devez pas être mécontent du résultat quand même.
Ah ben ouais, nous on est très contents de de notre position actuelle et de comment ça se passe. Hein. Je veux dire, il y a pas de problème. C'est pas parce qu'il y a un concurrent qui part de l'autre côté du plan d'eau qu'il faut tout remettre en question. Hein. Je veux dire, maintenant, je pense qu'on est très bien, mais on verra sous l'Afrique du Sud qui passe le mieux dans tout ça, quoi.
Vous allez bientôt affronter bien les mers du Sud, malgré l'expérience que toi tu as. Est-ce qu'il y a toujours un peu d'appréhension à aller là-bas?
Il n'y a pas d'appréhension, en tout cas pas pour moi, je crois pas. Hein. Il y a toujours, de l'envie déjà, et puis ensuite il y a toujours quand même de la vigilance, voilà, ouais.
So that smile obvious on Bernard Stam's face this morning when we spoke with him. He's in good position on Chemnay-Pugelat with Jean Le Cam. They're going fast, they're going in the right direction, and they're closing to the Cape of Good Hope line of longitude, which they should pass early Sunday morning, we reckon round about 5 o'clock. Chemnay-Pugelat made that hitch down to the south, about 100 miles. They jibed again, and are still coming a little bit south of east now, converging with Neutrogena. Neutrogena have been quickest this morning. They're now 121 miles behind. Guillermo Altadil sent us a nice mail this morning. It's worth looking at on the website. Quite poetic and colourful is Guillermo. Meantime, Gaius Centros Auditivos stuck a little bit in this ridge between the two low pressure systems. They've come down to the south to try and find a breeze, and they're now pretty much in that. They're going a little bit quicker and certainly heading in the right direction. Otherwise, Renault Captur have more or less escaped. They've had that long passage down through the St. Helena High, and they're now up to speed, making 13.5 or 14 knots in a south-easterly direction, and will converge with the course of Chamonix-Pujolas progressively. But it's been tough for Jorg Riechers and Sébastien Odegan, who really have had to moderate their ambitions perhaps. They expect to be up challenging Gaius probably, and hoping for a podium place, and at the moment they're at least 400 miles behind Gaius, and so it's going to be a long race for them just now. Otherwise, things going quite well for the leaders. Overall, no complaints. The boat's still in good shape. That was the news from Bernard Stamm this morning. He looked comfortable, he looked happy, and back both of these very experienced skippers are really in their element just now. The leaders of the fleet are now sailing in the area where in previous editions crews managed to break the record for the distance sailed in 24 hours. The low pressure fronts in this area generate sustained periods of strong winds. Ahead of the front, the wave has not had time to form, and these are ideal conditions to break records, windy with smaller waves. Today, 4 years ago, Veerback Paprec 3 had established a new record at 506 miles. This was certified by the World Sailing Speed Record Council, although at the time the race tracker showed 525 miles. Jean-Pierre Dick and Loïc Perron set the record, sailing a 21 knots average.
Et donc, évidemment, cette grande courbe fait qu'on a parcouru pas mal, au moins 520 000, 525 facile, je crois. Donc ça va, ça glisse bien, mais c'est pas mal comme ça. Ça montre que on arrive à bien se débrouiller, que ce beau navire a du potentiel.
L'objectif, rester bien en course, en contact avec la tête de course, bien sûr. Faut pas lâcher Foncia, mais le Veerback Paprec 3 est vraiment taillé pour ça.
With this mark, the French duo beat the record for the previous edition. In 2008, Hugo Boss, Alex Thompson and Andrew Cape sailed 501.3 miles in 24 hours.
I'd just like to update you. We, in the last few minutes, we just broke 500 miles in 24 hours. You know, when I broke this record in 2003 with my old boat, our average wind speed was 35 knots. Now we've travelled significantly further, 33 miles further, and over 10 knots less wind. So it just shows you how far these boats have developed, and what a fantastic job.
The last speed record aboard an Imoca 60 was established by François Gabard in the 2012 Vendée Globe. The French skipper sailed 534.48 miles at an average of 22.27 knots aboard Massif.
Situation of the fleet for today. About the leaders, three separate options and three difference of forecasts, of course. Chamonix-Pujolas is still in the good northwest, which will be increasing in the days coming and tomorrow. So really good speed, around 18 knots speed. About Neutrogena, is also in a good way to the south because he has a northwest very close to 30 knots with gusts, so very good speed for him too, around 29 to 20 knots speed, just very close of the Antarctica exclusion zone. It's very close to that. About Gaius is still also in a good position. The speed is going increasing too, so he could have the same condition to go very close to the south and close to longitude 20 south, Cap of Bonne-Espérance, Cap Aude. About Renault Captur, he's still in better way because he can catch the northwest too, and in the next few hours coming, he will accelerate gradually. a little bit difficult for We Are Water and for Oppo, but they still in a good way too. So they pass the ridge. So for them, they will come with Renault Capture in the better system. About Spirit of Hungary, it's a very light weather from north wind, and so the speed is around 8-9 knots because the wind is very weak, and he tried to go a little bit maybe east in this moment to catch the northwest behind Renault Capture. That's the situation for today.